What's going on, everyone? This is Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. In this show, we're talking our PGA DFS sleepers for the Bermuda Championship. We also did our DFS picks show where we broke down the course and weather conditions as well. And Craig and I did a European Tour show for the Cyprus Open, so make sure to check that out. We did our DFS picks and betting tips. And as always, Craig and I will be doing a full DFS breakdown for the Bermuda Championship on Twitch, 9 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday night.
And we have real actual special insight into this one because we were able to go to Bermuda back on a... Oh, no, wait, sorry. You were not able to make that family trip, were you? That's awkward.
That's harsh. I thought I'd go and get my kind of Bermuda nice shirt on. And then you just hit me with that.
Oh, well, if it makes you feel any better, they tried to leave me and Kevin behind. That was one of the mornings we woke up a little bit later than everyone, and everyone had taken off for the day.
Well, they should have left you guys behind, I guess. Okay, DFS sleepers, we're talking under 7,500 on DraftKings. We'll go right into my first one, Brian Stuard. DraftKings, 7,500, right at the top limit. FanDuel, 9,000, so he's 30th on DraftKings, 37th on FanDuel, perhaps a little bit better on FanDuel. We talked about on our other show about the windy conditions, and we have 3 par 5s over 200 yards between 200 and 235, I think.
Sorry, par 3s. 3 par 3s.
Par 3s. Sorry, yeah 3 par 3s. So Stuart, low ball flight. He's got a 90-foot average apex. Should help him navigate those windy conditions. He also ranks 9th in par 3 scoring. This is the 2019-2020 year. I mean, to get more of a sample size. He ranks 9th on the PGA Tour, not just the field, the whole PGA Tour from that distance of 200 to 225. I also think he's playing better golf than he has in the last few years. He has his best finish, which was a tie for 3rd at the Safeway Open. That's been his best finish in the last 4 years since, I think, his win. So perhaps playing a little bit better, 7,500. I think it's a pretty decent price for Brian Stuard.
Yeah, I was looking at him before we'd chosen our sleepers here. And he looked like he was good value just based on his strokes gained total stats for the last couple of years. Yeah. So I think there's tons of value there. Yeah. Jumping into my first guy here. So, I've kind of gone with a bit of a smattering of different varieties here. So you can choose whichever you like in a sleeper. And then they all kind of present a different angle.
I didn't know you were doing a pick your own adventure sleeper.
Yeah, it's a choose your own adventure. First up, we got Max Homa. He's coming in at 7,200 on DraftKings. That's 39th, and 8,600 on FanDuel, which is 49th in pricing. So, Max Homa is someone that if you saw him in this field 3 months ago and he was priced down here, it would be absolutely absurd. But the reality is that he has not been good. His last couple starts, he's got like -4 strokes gained, -3 strokes gained. Like they're not good. So to me, this is a little bit like buying a blue chip stock or a high performing stock when it's devalued. So I'm taking the long term. So if you look at this field over the past 12 months, he's 4th in strokes gained total. So, when you think about where you're getting him at, 30th, 40th pricing wise, there's value there. Now, he is 69th in the field in strokes gained total over the past 3 months. So that's where the difference is. So
the pricing is kind of right in the middle there.
Yeah, so the pricing, and so if you think that he has bounced back in him to his typical form or whatever you think is his baseline form, then I think you want to buy on that one before he is there, and you're going to be paying the price for it. He may attract a lot of ownership just because he is a bigger name down this low, but the other thing that's encouraging to me is positive strokes gain off the tee. So he's a good ball striker. His approach has been a little bit more up and down in his poor play, but his strokes gain off the tee has been very consistent, very good. So it shows to me that it's not like there's major things wrong. It's more like he just has to do some things to tweak it and figure it out. Yeah,
I like Homa as a golfer, as a play, as a person.
As a podcaster.
As a podcaster, pretty good. I worry a little. My only worry is ownership, just because he is so popular.
Yeah,
that's it. My second sleeper, Seamus Power. We're going 6,700 on DraftKings, 57th ranked, and FanDuel he's 100, 68th. So again, a little bit better on FanDuel there. I always think of him as high risk, high upside. But I just think in these conditions, in a lesser field, I really like to play here. I think he's a strong coastal player. He has a crazy, crazy low apex. So he's hitting that ball low. It's going deep. I did it again. Second straight video. I really should check that. And then another stat that I've been kind of leaning on for this, the par 3 200 to 225. He ranks first in the PGA Tour. So again, not just the field, in the entire PGA Tour from 200 to 225. I mean, he's a little bit of a longer hitter. That might be the reason why. But like I said in the other video, if people are making mistakes there, I want someone that's going to, has a chance to go under par, but is staying at par through those holes.
Yeah, and if you're a Simpsons fan, you could combine playing Max Homa and Seamus Power and get Max Power in there. I like that play.
I like it. The Max Power.
The Max Power play. Okay, so moving on, I've got Doug Ghim. He is 7,100 on DraftKings, which is 42nd, so a little bit more value there, I think, than he's 9,100, 31st on FanDuel. You've probably heard of Doug Ghim. He had a very illustrious amateur career, but it looks like he's really starting to come into form in the last little bit.
Yeah.
He's 5th in this field over the past 3 months in strokes gained tee to green, and that's one of my favorite stats. I love that stat. Yeah. I think it's so indicative of someone's real. You take away the volatility of putting, and it gives you a good insight to what they can do. He's got 3 top 25s in his last 6 starts. This guy, he's 25 years old. To me, it's just like he's starting to realize the player that you always thought he was going to be based on his pedigree.
Yeah.
He was the number 1 ranked amateur when he turned pro in 2018. He was the low amateur at the Masters that year.
Yeah.
He was a runner-up to Doc Redman. I've told that story on our podcast about how he lost a close U.S. amateur to Doc Redman.
Yeah.
And then actually, if you want a good watch, a good quick video, he had to go, 2019 qualifying, Korn Ferry Tour qualifying to get on a PGA Tour card. He had to go up and down from, a downhill, ugly bunker lie to get his card. And he got a good out, gave himself a chance, and then drained the putt. It's a good, one of those moments for these guys, 24-year-old, probably, maybe even 23 at that time. But just those moments that you love to see. So I think he's just someone who's really starting to realize his game at this level.
Well, I think with this field, we kind of have these really young guys that are playing well and getting priced up. Zalatoris, McNeely, but it's hard to find the discounts. But Ghim is that discount you can find of like that really strong amateur that's turning around into that strong professional career.
Yeah, and if you don't like the recent form of Max Homa, then you should like the recent form here with Doug Ghim.
Yeah. All right, my third and final one, Andrew Putnam. 6,400 on DraftKings, 78th on FanDuel. He's 7,600 for 88th. He's coming off 3 consecutive made cuts. Sandwiched in there is a U.S. Open withdrawal, but he's played twice since then and made both cuts, so I'm not worried about a back injury or anything like that. He's 3rd in strokes gained putting on the PGA Tour for 2019-2020. If we're looking at comparisons with Brennan Todd, previous winner here, it's all about the putting. So maybe there's something that Putnam can kind of lean on to break away from the field here. And I love the narratives, Craig. He's got a birth bump. He welcomed his 2nd child on October 20th. We're talking over a week ago. So that just happened. He's going to be riding a high. He also, check out his Instagram. You can see his baby there, but he's the one who posted that weather update to see how kind of brutal the conditions are in Bermuda right now.
I tell you, you can always tell who the newer dad, or the only dad, I guess, on the show is, because every time someone has a kid, you're giving them the bump.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's a thing. They play well after.
I get it. Last one here for me, I've got Michael Gligic, good Canadian boy. Yep. 6,500 on DraftKings, he's 70th there, and he's 8,300 on FanDuel, 59th there. To me, so, whereas Homa and Ghim, I think both have high upside, one with recent form, one without. I think Gligic to me is just super steady. If you want someone cheap who you think has a very good chance of making a cut, he has made 7 of his last 8. He's just pure value to me, 70th in DraftKings pricing. If you look at the people in this field, he's 45th in strokes gained for the full 2019-2020 season and 13th so far this season. So, to me, it's just, okay, I want to fill out some of my lineups with guys I think will make the cut and get me points through the weekend. I'll look there. Last, he's 24th in tee green over the past 3 months. So that's one of my favorite stats. If you don't know the guy's story too, he was like borderline quitting professional golf, and he's grinded his way. So if someone's going to go to Bermuda, I mean, all these guys, they don't need anything to motivate them, but he's living the grind right now, and he's a good grinder. So
he's playing really well. Yeah, that's exactly it. He's grinding. His price has stayed exactly there. I mean, still opportunity to be early on him.
Yeah. He's someone I'm looking less for a top 10 out of, and more just I think he's got very good chance. It's not out of the question, but it's more I think he's got higher than most people down here, his chances of making the cut.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, quickly recapping. My sleepers are Stuard 7,500, Power 6,700, and Putnam 6,400.
And I've got Homa at 7,200, Ghim at 7,100, and Gligic at 6,500.
Thank you again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to our video and follow us on Twitter at Grandstand Golf. That's where we push out all our content. Reminder, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Craig and I will be going on Twitch to do a full DFS breakdown. That's where we go into the real nitty gritty of all these plays, all the players, the whole field, talk about everything there.
Yep. We'll see you there. Good luck, guys.
Yeah.